I'm Dr. Adeline Tam. I'd like to present a paper. The title of my paper is Will You Buy? A Gamified Guide for New Entrepreneurs on Business Modeling. This is my outline. I have introduction, aims of study, literature review, Gamified Guide for Business Modeling with PMC, discussion, conclusion, and limitations. Okay, so let's start with looking at why there are so many companies fail within the first 2 years. So there are many reasons. Out of the reasons here, reason number 2 is no marketing need 35%, and reason number 4 is for business model 19%. Both of these actually refers to the same problem. The company do not have a good business model that provide the best product for sale. So this is the critical point for a good business. So creating a good business model is very important. So business model canvas PMC is being used being used by many companies to create an innovative and workable business model. So this is the business model framework that suggested by Osterwalder. Okay, so when we are planning the business model, many people find there is a problem, especially new entrepreneurs, people who are new in business model planning. They find it is a problem there. So the first problem is there are 9 building blocks in the business model, which make it highly interdependent. So the new entrepreneur find it very complex, and it's very difficult to know where to start or how to integrate. Besides that, Ching and Farber 2013 also found that individuals who are new to BMC may find it very difficult to understand each block. So they need more explanation to understand the block. Besides that, the BMC is being criticized for failing to incorporate crucial external forces, for example, competition, right? So Call 2014 find that this is a very critical issue that should be tackled with. So what is the solution? So we suggest to use a game to teach the business model planning. So underlined by situated learning theories, this game is a project-based learning game that is created purposely for training business model planning with BMC. So the aim of this study is to intend to explain the use of gamification approach to learn business model planning with BMC, and what is the effect of this gamification approach in the business planning process. So let's look at some of the literature review. So SLT, Situated Learning Theory by Land and Wagen 1991, emphasize learning in the context or context-based situation and social cooperation in learning. They also emphasize immersive learning, which they will study in a stimulated or the real environment. While Radianto and Vijaya in 2017 pointed out that the implementation of project-based learning in entrepreneurship education is very important to increase learner understanding of product design, improve soft skill, and increase their creativity. Besides that, Grover, Power, Kawas, and Pericos 2019 revealed that incorporating gamification in entrepreneurship education have several benefits, such as increasing learners' motivation and assisting in formulation of entrepreneurship mentality. So we are talking about a game for business modeling. So what game are we creating? The game is known as Will You Buy? So this is a desktop game designed to guide the thinking process and systematically structure the creation of a new business model with BMC. It's transformed solitary challenging task into a dynamic, cooperative, and context-driven experience. So no prior experience needed for the learners to start doing the business modeling. So this game require at least 3 players. It's a group-based game, 3 players, and they will play different role. So one of the player will play as a investor, another player as a customer, and the other players in the group will be the business planner. So there are guided steps to do the business modeling, and at the same time there are open-end questions for the learners, which help them to learn, okay, to discuss, to think further about a block. So there are questions for all the blocks. And then this is a project-based learning approach, and there are facilitators available to help the learners to learn how to do the business modeling. So the process of this game start by giving them guideline how to play the game, and then they are being facilitator will explain the BMC, the 9 elements in details to the players before they start planning, and then involve a role play, which one will play the role of investor, another one player will play the role of customer, while the others are the business model planners. And at the same time, we have cards. Okay, we have open-ended cards. The purpose of this card is to provide them more ideas, what to think of, and then give them some clues. Give them some clues what to suggest in every one block. And then there's discussion and opinion seeking here, means that they will do the discussion of every one block. They will move from one block. They will start from customer segment. After they complete customer segment, then they will move to another block as suggested, and until they finish the 9 blocks, they will do the presentation to the facilitator. Facilitator will give them feedback. So the whole process will require at least one facilitator around to help them in doing their business model planning. Okay, so when we put this game into practice, we are doing one pilot study. Here, we are taking students from the course Fundamentals of Entrepreneurial Acculturation (FEA) in Universiti Malaysia, Sabah. There are more than 1,000 students taking this course, but we only take 150 students, undergraduate students, to participate in this pilot study. So these students are non-business major students who mostly do not have entrepreneurship experience, and they are using this game to create a business model for their own project. So in the past, we are using traditional lecture method to teach them how to do the business modeling, business planning. But now, with this game, I start to teach them using a gamification approach to teach them how to do the business model planning. So, after we do the planning, there are a few very important impacts we notice. First is we found that this game really support SLT theory, and Radioto Vijaya conclusion that the implementation of project-based learning and entrepreneurship education is very important and help them to learn better. Besides that, the first impact that we notice is they spend shorter time in planning, and then with the guidelines and the explanation, they can reduce the time wasted to find the definition, to understand how to do planning. And then the second impact that we can see with this game is they take more external forces into account, especially when they play the role of investor, customers. Then they will start to think from different perspective, allowed to produce a more customer-centric modeling. And then they will aware of the competition with the cards that require that they compare the products or their business idea with the ideas or the products in the market. So directly and indirectly address the problem with business model canvas, which do not take external forces into account. So we are taking these external forces by doing role play. Besides that, a better quality business modeling is being created when they take the different perspective into account, and at the same time they are encouraged to think beyond the box and trying to find the gaps in the market so they can come up with more better quality products. So directly, okay, this directly address the problems of business failure, especially the problems of no market needs and a poor business model. Beside that, okay, we have another impact is we do think that this is a new pedagogy in teaching and learning, in which we can encourage immersive learning by having more discussion, active discussion, and then when they are doing presentation, they can understand better what they are doing. We notice, yeah, from the facilitators perspective, we notice that they understand better through their presentation. Beside that, we also see that they can come up with better ideas, suggestion, and then when facilitators are giving them feedback, they are happy and they find it very helpful also for them to improve their business model. So all this will improve the learning, okay, with immersive learning. So, what are the likely limitations that we find with the game? First is we find that this game is a board game, so very suitable for face-to-face training, but unsuitable for online training, and they require at least 3 members in a group. So if they have less members in the group, the game cannot play. The effect is less. Okay, beside that, we found that we see that the sample of this pilot study were undergraduate students. So we think that they might not represent the active entrepreneurs in the real world. So we think that in the next study, maybe we have to tackle this problem as well. So what are the way forward for this game and this training method? First, we think that in future we might have an online version of game that to help to do training online or hybrid learning, okay, so that they can learn better with the online version of game. And beside that, we think that the future research or the future studies, they can test the game effectiveness by comparing this model with the control group, those students who are still using the traditional teaching method. Besides that, we also think that we can compare the model quality with entrepreneurs, the real business model for real entrepreneurs in the business world. Okay, so in conclusion, we think that this gamified entrepreneurship education is the key to future learning, especially in this field of education, and it provides evidence that the game created is useful to training entrepreneurs, especially in the planning for business model with business model canvas, and we believe the impact is significant enough, okay, with this particular game. So thank you very much. If you have any question, you are free to contact me for discussion. Okay, thank you for listening.